I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. This is another review, this time for Jasper. It's a requested review. If anyone ever wants to request pretty much any type of video, you either send in a request directly to my PayPal or join me on my Patreon. The links to both are down below in the info box. If not, no worries, but if so, again, you'd either send it directly to my PayPal or join me on my Patreon. Both links down below. Now, this is a Patreon review for Jasper. And it's for a British comedy called The Parole Officer from 2001. And I hate to say it for Jasper, I don't really have much to say on this movie. I didn't hate the film because it didn't make me mad or anything, but this just wasn't my cup of tea either. I'm not really the type of guy for British comedies. I mean, unless it's something like Shaun of the Dead, which is very fun. I love Shaun of the Dead, but usually I'm just not a British comedy guy. Like, I'm not even a fan of Monty Python. Just not my cup of tea. I mean, Steve Coogan stars in this. He's assigned to another place. He witnesses a murder while eating chips. He's framed for this killing. He wants to expose the villain. So, since he was a parole officer, he gets some people that he had helped in the past, some former criminals who were on the straight and narrow path, and he gets a couple guys to try to break into this bank in order to get this videotape that will have the proof. There's a moment where Steve Coogan pukes on a roller coaster. There's a moment where he's in a museum and there's a statue with a penis and he accidentally breaks it. He tries to put it back on. Simon Pegg makes an appearance as a guy just looking at the statue. I'm like, is that fucking Simon Pegg? It is. I'm like, holy shit. Lena Headey is in the film. Steve Coogan and her, Lena Headey, I don't know why she likes Steve Coogan's character, but she does. Steve Coogan says stuff like, I really liked your knees and your eyes, but really liked your knees. They're playing, I mean, the actors were not bad. That's the thing. I think that's why I didn't get mad at the film, because the actors like Steve Coogan, they weren't bad in the movie. They have a little bit of the British charm to it. But could I really give a fuck what was going on? No. Did I really laugh much? Didn't laugh at a single damn thing. It's just the actors, they had a little bit of energy to them. I think if you're much more into British comedy, you'd get a lot more out of it than I would. I liked a little bit that when they go into the bank and they wear a mask, they're each wearing an insect mask, like a different one. Like one's wearing a ladybug mask, one's wearing a grasshopper mask. That was a little bit different. It ends with the song Heroes, but with David Bowie. It tries to have a little slapstick, like Steve Coogan falls asleep and a bee goes up his nose, but then really nothing comes of it after that. They get the tape, they get out of the prison after some hijinks. At one point, there's a boiling head left on their stove, and they're arrested, and someone breaks them out, and then they get into the bank. They're able to get out. One they leads to another, they get the tape. He plays it in front of the other police. Things are a-okay. I'm sorry this isn't much of a review, Jasper. I'm watching this film and not much really entered my peripheral vision when I'm watching this. I'm watching it, I'm going, this just isn't my cup of tea. Why isn't it a rant? Because it didn't make me mad. I can't say it made me mad or angry. Yeah, it's silly, it's goofy, the acting's not bad, but I just didn't care. And when you're watching a film, you just don't care. Just raise the air. Yeah. It was the first feature film to star Steve Coogan. Steve Coogan, I could take or leave him. It's funny, he was asked about the film, and he said, whenever I think of the film, I squirm. And then when someone says they liked it, I think, really? Why? I'm pleased they liked it, but it's like a children's film. I guess people enjoy it because it reminds them of British heist pictures of the 50s, but with, comedy and a little bit of grossness. It's lighthearted, I'll give you that, it's lighthearted. I guess heist comedies of the 50s and 60s. Well, I didn't see heist comedies of the 50s and 60s, so maybe that just isn't my cup of tea when it comes to that. People go, why are you doing the review? Because it was a request. They can't all be winners. I'm sorry, man. I really don't know what else to say. When he witnesses the Murray's eating chips, the guy sees it and he's like trying to shush him. Right, I don't know why the guy would try to tell the bad guys. I mean, this guy's trying to kill you, but you don't know. Hey, there's a guy over there. I really got nothing else to say. I'm sorry. I know it's not much of a review. Hell, my intro is probably going to be longer than this fucking review. It's not even much of a review. It's just more of a reaction of, I just didn't care. I just did not care. This should be a rant, but that's not even truthful. Sometimes you watch movies and you're like, I just don't have anything to say. I just didn't care one way or another. It didn't elicit much of a response one way or another. I'd rather watch the Police Academy movies. On police and comedy. Sorry. Jasper, if this is a favorite of yours, or feel free to mention in the comments why. Feel free to educate me, anything. Feel free. So, sorry to disappoint you, man. This is a lousy review. I know it's a lousy review, but it's the best I could come up with, so I apologize. So, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Sometimes it's just how it is with movies. You just watch, you go, I got nothing. Later.